Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about why you need to stop booking calls and start disqualifying more. This is a masterclass in high quality appointment setting, why fewer, harder earned calls outperform a full calendar of very weak leads every time. So basically, the idea is about disqualifying people more than trying to qualify people. So, qualification versus disqualification. This is a critical mindset shift. You need to ask yourself, can I justify booking them? The setter, this is a qualification mindset, by the way. The setter enters every conversation with a hidden agenda. Get the booking. So they ask questions almost anyone can answer with yes and tries to get them on a call. Are you looking to grow? Do you want more clients? Would you be open to a call? Obviously, this is just confirmation bias of trying to get yes, 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 yes. But the disqualification mindset says, can I find a reason not to book them? The reverse, this reverses the burden of proof entirely. The prospect doesn't get the call because you found one reason to book them. They get it because you actively search for reasons not to, and they still passed. Is the problem actually serious? Is there genuine urgency? Can they realistically invest? Are they coachable or just curious? So you're asking questions, not exactly these questions, but along those lines to try and disqualify them. You're trying to rule them out. So don't search for evidence that they fit, search for evidence that they don't fit. And if they pass the test, then they're a good fit. Every easy booking has a hidden cost. Setters often think, worst case, the closer figures it out on the call. That sounds harmless, but it isn't. You have time consumed of the closer's time, prep time, follow-up time, CRM, admin. Every weak call burns real hours that could serve a genuine buyer. Calendar blocked. A sales calendar is a scarce resource. A weak lead on Tuesday at 2 p.m. means a strong lead cannot occupy that slot. Opportunity lost. 8 call slots filled with 4 genuinely qualified prospects and 4 time wasters is not 8 opportunities, it's 4 opportunities and 4 blockages. Okay, so a full calendar is not automatically a productive calendar. Treat closers' time like expensive inventory. Next, friction reveals true motivation. People often say they want something. The better question is, what are they willing to do to get it? Words show interest. Effort shows intent. Ask specific questions. Require complete, substantive answers. Challenge vague responses. Ask why now, and what happens if nothing changes. Probe what they've already tried. A genuinely motivated person can articulate their attempts. A curious tire kicker cannot, and that gap is immediately visible. Also require pre-call actions, asking a prospect to watch preparation material, complete a short form or confirm attendance filters tourists from serious buyers, basically. So you want to make it harder for them to get on the call. Confirm decision makers. Ask whether all decision makers will attend. If a partner needs to be involved and won't be present, the call is already compromised. So you want to find these things out early on. Pushback is more powerful tool than agreement. Constant agreement hides weak prospects. When the setter stops selling and a prospect must start justifying themselves, motivation surfaces instantly. Weak setter response. Yes, I want to scale. Amazing. Sounds like we can definitely help you. The prospect produced nothing. They were rewarded anyway. The closer will pay for it later. Strong setter response. Maybe, but wanting to scale isn't enough for me to say a call makes sense. What is actually stopping you from doing it without help? Now the prospect must produce substance. They are no longer being sold to. They are being tested. A motivated prospect defends their need. A weak one collapses. Don't always pull prospects towards the call. Sometimes push them away and observe whether they come back with some substance. Useful pushback phrases. These are designed to reverse the frame. The prospect must now justify why the next step is warranted, not the setter. I'm not sure that's enough reason for a call. This forces the prospect to add context and depth rather than coasting on a vague intent. You've lived with this for 6 months. Why change now? Urgency must be real. This question exposes whether there is a genuine urgency trigger or whether they're just browsing. Why can't you just solve this yourself? A genuinely stuck prospect will explain why. A curious one will stumble. Based on what you've shared, I'm not convinced we're a right fit yet. What am I missing? One of the most powerful lines available. A strong prospect will fill the gap. A weak one will just disengage. If you ask this question, kind of, what am I missing here? I don't feel like we're a good fit. If they're a bad lead, they're just going to be like, oh, well, okay, whatever. But if they genuinely want the call, let's say, and they want help and it's urgent to them, they're going to try and fill that gap, right? Hoops create micro adjustments. Hoops create micro commitments that predict call quality. A book call should not be the prospect's first meaningful act of commitment. Pre-call behavior is data. It predicts all on-call behavior with remarkable accuracy. Each step up the ladder gives you a data point. Someone who ignores follow-up questions, gives one-word answers, or refuses to confirm attendance is showing you exactly how they will behave on a sales call and beyond. Okay? Disqualification creates authority and changes the dynamic. When prospects feel anyone can book a call, the call feels cheap. Selectively, when it's genuine, transforms, or I should say selectivity, when it's genuine, transforms the entire frame of the conversation. Low authority, please speak to us, would love to help you, blah, blah, blah. The setter is chasing. The prospect is evaluating. The business is perceived as eager and undiscriminating, which quietly signals low demand. High authority frame, we may be able to help you, but first we need to determine whether this makes sense. The call is not guaranteed, the company has standards, the prospect must justify their situation, and that process itself increases the perceived value of the call. Do not fake scarcity or reject people as a manipulation tactic. Real authority comes only from when being genuinely willing to say no. If you say we only book people who meet X, Y, and Z, enforce it, otherwise it becomes theatre, right? So you don't want it to be just a game. The right KPI, qualified opportunity density. The question is never how many calls did you book? The question is how many of those calls had a real reason to be there. So let's say here you got setter A, 100 book calls, 55 shows, 20 qualified, 5 closes. But on this side, the book calls are only 50, but you get 42 shows, 32 are qualified, but that means you get 10 close. So setter B wins. Setter A looks impressive on a volume dashboard. Setter B doubles the actual revenue. The real goal is to create a calendar so dense with legitimate buyers that the closer thinks almost everyone I speak to today has a real reason to be here. Qualified show rate is what is measured. Sales quality opportunity rate. Close rate from attended calls. Revenue per booked call. Low no-show rate. Low closer rejection rate. These are some of the things that should be measured when having an appointment setting strategy or system. The deeper philosophy. Gatekeeper, not promoter. A weak setter acts like a nightclub promoter trying to get everyone through the door. A strong setter acts like a gatekeeper protecting a scarce room. The job is not how can I make this person qualify. The job is how can I test whether this person survives legitimate reasons for disqualification. Prove the problem is real and matters now. Prove they have genuinely tried to solve it. Prove they can make a decision and have realistic resources. Prove they will take the process seriously. If a prospect still makes it onto the call after clearing all the hurdles, the closer isn't speaking to someone who just clicked a link. They're speaking to someone who has earned the conversation. That is the standard basically worth building. Okay, so if you need more help with this, my website, apexsetting.com. My name's Adam. I run Apex Setting Agency. We basically recruit setters, DM setters. We train them up, we hire them, and we manage them 7 days a week to produce results, to book calls for coaches, agencies, consultants, other high-ticket services. So if you want to know how to do it yourself, I can help you. If you want us to do it for you, we can also do that. Link in bio. Take care.